Hello everyone and welcome to International Business at Thompson Rivers University Winter 2025 semester. My name is Victoria Adejumo and I am here with my colleagues Dennis and Justice. We are Group 1 and together we put together this presentation. A paper was given to us to read, analyze, and cite the findings from the paper, and then find out how the findings and recommendations can be used for a large Canadian company as the company focus. The title of the paper is Somebody is Hiding Something, Disentangling Interpersonal Level Drivers and Consequences of Knowledge Hiding in International Entrepreneurial Firms. This was a paper written by Vahid, Jafari-Sadeghi, Hannan, Amoozad, Mahdiraji, Alain, Devalle, and Claudia, Pellicelli. So this is an overview of what we'll be discussing in today's presentation. It's our table of content. We will be introducing the topic that was discussed to you. We will cite the research objectives, analyze some of the research tools used, show the key findings from this research paper, and then we'll be doing an overview of our company focus, which is Tim Hortons, and talk about the applications of knowledge hiding in it, and then do a deep dive of an actionable plan that Tim Hortons or any international company can take into consideration. So the aim of the paper is to better understand knowledge hiding in international entrepreneurial firms, or understand how knowledge hiding works and how it applies in different entrepreneurial firms. And this is because knowledge is a key competitive advantage in any business, in any sector, in any country. Knowledge is what takes a business from the ground down to play on the level playing field with emerging leaders in the business, and just takes your business to a whole new level, which is why studying the importance of knowledge hiding in international entrepreneurial firms was very important. What is knowledge hiding? According to Connelly et al. In 2012, it describes knowledge hiding as a social behavior where employees intentionally conceal information requested by colleagues. This information can be very important and benefit the organization, but when there is knowledge hiding, it could hurt the innovation, teamwork of the business, and efficiency, and ultimately contribute to having low operational success in the business. So in this presentation, we are going to discuss why knowledge hiding happens in businesses. We're going to also look at the consequences of knowledge hiding in businesses. And then we're going to look at some international companies such as Tim Hortons and how they can leverage on some of these findings, which could have potentially reduced some of the issues they had that could have resulted from knowledge sharing in the past. So the objective of the research was to investigate the interpersonal level drivers and consequences of knowledge hiding in international entrepreneurial firms. The paper then focuses on comparing two different behaviors between Iran, which has an emerging economy, and Italy, which has an advanced economy, so that they can better understand cultural and contextual differences in knowledge hiding practices in international firms. And in order to achieve this, there are critical research questions that must be asked in order to answer the question involving knowledge hiding in international entrepreneurial firms. First off, what are the key interpersonal factors that drive knowledge hiding in international entrepreneurial firms? What are those factors that would make knowledge hiding possible and make colleagues want to conceal information from their other colleagues, especially information that can move the business forward? Secondly, the question to be asked is what will be the cause and effect relationship among these factors? So after these interpersonal factors have been found that drive knowledge hiding, what cause and effect relationships do they have amongst themselves? It's important to answer these questions. And lastly, how do these knowledge hiding behaviors differ between Iran and Italy? Remember, the focus is on comparing the behaviors between these two countries, Iran, which has an emerging economy, as I said earlier, and Italy that has an advanced economy, so that we can understand the cultural and contextual differences in both of them. So how do these knowledge hiding behaviors differ from the two international countries in focus? Now let's take a look at the research tools used, the methodology used in this study. The researchers used a multi-criteria decision-making approach to explore the drivers and consequences of knowledge hiding in international firms. This method helps them identify the cause and effect relationships and also ranks them according to the important factors. So two techniques were applied. the decision-making trial and evaluation laboratory technique, and the stepwise weight assessment ratio analysis. The decision-making trial and evaluation laboratory was used to group factors into causes, which are the drivers of knowledge hiding, and effects, which are the consequences of knowledge hiding. So they were grouped into factors to show the causes, and the causes were shown as the drivers of the knowledge hiding, and then also into effects, which are like the consequences of knowledge hiding. And then the stepwise weight assessment ratio analysis was then used to rank the importance of each knowledge hiding factor by assigning a particular weight to each factor. That was how they knew which factor was more important, what from the most important to the least important. A sample of 10 international entrepreneurs, 5 from Iran and 5 from Italy, were put together and used for this research. So it was found out that there are 8 interpersonal factors driving knowledge hiding in an organization. Number 1, workplace ostracism. It's a negative phenomenon in an organization where employees feel ignored or excluded by their colleagues or co-workers, and they perceive ignorance or exclusion by their supervisors. This reduces interpersonal engagement amongst employees and could potentially lead to knowledge hiding in the workplace. So next is workplace gossip. Negative workplace gossip tends to spread negative news about a working environment, and that decreases the level of trust within an organization and puts pressure on employees to increasingly protect their knowledge, thereby knowledge hiding. Workplace incivility. It's basically a rude behavior in an organization, from supervisors to co-workers to colleagues to subordinates. It's a rude behavior in an organization. Interpersonal distrust. This is basically lack of trust in an organization, and this drastically reduces information sharing in the organization. The next is competitive work environment. This is when employees tend to leverage their knowledge and hide it to give them competitive advantage over their other colleagues or over their supervisors. Lack of reciprocation. Employees will typically not share information if they feel like their counterparts will also not share information. So people are hoarding information if they feel like other people will not share. They're so not wanting to let the information that they already have go out there if they're not going to be receiving something else in return. Next is task interdependence. It's basically that the more employees have to work independently, the more they do not need to collaborate, hence the need for them to hide their knowledge. And the last is territoriality. This is when employees feel territorial over their creative ideas, information, and knowledge, and this eventually causes knowledge hiding in an organization. So after finding out the 8 interpersonal factors that drive knowledge hiding in an organization, we then looked at the 2 models that we're using to illustrate knowledge hiding in Italy and in Iran. It was discovered that in Italy, there are more complex knowledge hiding situations and there are many interdependencies. 2 or 3 of the factors depend on each other. And in Iran, it's just much simpler and just has cause and effect relationships. So one factor is causing it and it leads to an effect in another factor. It was also observed that knowledge hiding is seen as either a consequence of interpersonal behavior in a workplace, or it's seen as a cause that leads to interactions among colleagues. Take, for example, Italy and France. Some of the main cause factors are workplace ostracism, interpersonal distrust, lack of reciprocation, and task interdependence. These are the cause factors of knowledge hiding in those 2 countries that were examined. And then the consequences of knowledge hiding, which knowledge hiding leads to an increase in negative workplace behavior. And these are the consequences of knowledge hiding, which is workplace incivility, competitive work environment, and territoriality. Now, workplace gossip is a difference in the 2 models because in Italy, workplace gossip is a consequence of knowledge hiding, and in Iran, it's a cause of knowledge hiding.
I'll take you through an important aspect of our study by focusing on how our findings relate to Tim Hortons, one of Canada's largest quick service restaurant chains. Tim Hortons is committed to providing superior quality products and services to its customers and communities. They achieve this through leadership, innovation, and strategic partnership. The company operates over 5,000 restaurants across 13 countries, with its headquarters located in Ontario, Canada. With a workforce of more than 100,000 employees. Tim Hortons offers services such as drive-through, delivery, catering, and various reward programs to enhance customer loyalty. Why knowledge sharing matters. 1. Highly competitive industry. Tim Hortons is in a super competitive industry where companies are always trying to outdo each other. Sharing knowledge helps us stay ahead by coming up with fresh ideas and staying on top of trends. If we keep information to ourselves, we risk falling behind our competitors. 2. Collaborations across locations and employees. With so many stores and employees across different locations, it's important that everyone works together. When people share what they know, we solve problems faster and ensure the same great experience for customers everywhere. Keeping knowledge to yourself can mess up teamwork and slow us down. 3. Best practices as market leader. As one of the top names in the business, Tim Hortons is expected to set the standard. When employees share what works best, it helps all our locations to do things the right way. If we hide that knowledge, some stores might fall short, and that could hurt the brand. 4. Innovation and service delivery. To keep customers excited, we need to constantly improve, whether it's new menu items or better service. Sharing ideas across teams make innovations possible. If people hold back information, we might miss out on great opportunities to wow our customers. 5. International footprint. As Tim Hortons grows around the world, it's important to share lessons between teams in different countries. This helps us adapt to local needs while staying true to our brand. If we don't share what we learn, it's harder to succeed in new markets. So there are several interpersonal factors that contribute to knowledge hiding in organizations like Tim Hortons. Let's break down their potential impact. 1. Workplace rejection. When employees feel excluded, they may hesitate to share valuable insights, leading to inefficiencies and inconsistencies in service delivery. This can impact team morale and customer experience. 2. Workplace gossip. Negative rumors within the workplace can create distrust and a toxic work environment. Employees might become hesitant to share ideas, fearing they may be misinterpreted or used against them. 3. Workplace incivility. Poor treatment among staff discourages teamwork and cooperation, leading to fragmentations within teams and hindering operational efficiency. 4. Interpersonal distrust. Without trust, employees may withhold critical information needed to improve operations and customer service, leading to inefficiencies and miscommunications. 5. Territoriality. Employees may become overly protective of their knowledge and expertise, which can also slow down innovation and teamwork. This results in silos that reduce overall organizational effectiveness. 6. Tax independence. High independence among employees means that if one department withholds information, it can disrupt the entire workflow and negatively impact service delivery. 7. Lack of reciprocation. If employees feel their contributions are not valued or reciprocated, they may disengage from sharing ideas and best practices, leading to a slowdown. 8. Competitive work environment. Excessive internal competition can foster knowledge hoarding, where employees prioritize individual success over collective growth, weakening overall performance. An example of how knowledge hiding can impact the organization was seen in 2022 when Tim Hortons faced a major privacy breach. Their mobile app was found to be tracking customers' location without proper consent, even when the app was not in use. This incident led to a class action settlement of over 29.7 million, damaging customer trust and the company's reputation. So some key issues identified were: 1. inefficient communication, and poor cross departmental knowledge sharing. Departments like marketing, legal, and IT may have operated in isolations, leading to misaligned goals and a lack of communication about data collection and privacy practices. This likely prevented a comprehensive understanding of privacy risk and the ethical implications of tracking customer data. Two, culture of secrecy and competitive pressures. A competitive business environment might have fostered a culture of secrecy where knowledge about data collection method was deliberately withheld to protect perceived competitive advantages. This could have prevented open discussions about the ethical implications and potential consequences of invasive data practices. 3. Lack of ethical awareness and data privacy education. So, employees and decision makers may not have been adequately educated on data privacy regulations and ethical data usage practices. The lack of awareness or understanding about the importance of transparent communication and compliance with privacy standards may have led to these unethical practices. 4. Lack of transparent communication with customers. Tim Hortons failed to provide clear and accessible information to customers about how their data, particularly how locations and tracking data were being collected, used, and stored. This lack of transparency likely eroded customers' trust and violated privacy expectation because customers may not have been fully aware or did not consent to the extent of the data collection.
So we came up with some possible solutions for Tim Hortons that they can use in their organization or they could have used in the organization to have prevented the privacy violation issues they had, which could have resulted from the issues of knowledge hiding. Number one, they could train their employees, particularly their managers, on emotional intelligence and respect. That would give the staff and their subordinates more leverage and more reasons to want to speak up and share their opinions in the organization. They can also create a transparent culture with regular updates on promotion and other activities so that this will reduce misinformation in the organization, reward knowledge sharing, and create recognition programs. They can also create team based incentives and they can design task structures so that it will encourage cross functional and cross departmental projects in their organization. We have also come up with actionable plans for Tim Hortons or any international organization that wants to reduce or curb the issues of knowledge hiding in their organization. So, the strategy we're going to use first is to improve communication. And by doing it, we can implement channels for real time idea sharing across information from different locations. This will give us quicker knowledge transfer and better teamwork and synergy. The next strategy is to encourage collaboration, and this can be done by scheduling interdepartmental meetings or doing things like teamwork or team building workshops in the organization. Next strategy is to reduce over competitiveness by rewarding knowledge sharing and in teams and individually. And this could be like monthly or weekly or bi-weekly and employees will be more motivated to share and collaborate their ideas. The last strategy we have is to increase task interdependence, and this can be done by assigning different cross team projects within the organization. It could be between departments like marketing and legal team just to have some type of collaboration. And this would improve efficiency and innovation in the organization.
Thank you, Victoria and Dennis, for your wonderful presentation. So, folks, is it not obvious that knowledge is a key competitive advantage in any business? Of course, it is. According to Connelly et al. 2012, knowledge hiding is a social behavior where employees intentionally conceal information requested by colleagues. This research we have touched base on three key points. 1. Why knowledge hiding happens. 2. The consequences of knowledge hiding. 3. How companies like Tim Hortons can leverage on these findings. We've also observed 8 key factors or interpersonal factors or drivers of knowledge hiding. In conclusion, knowledge hiding negatively affects collaboration and innovation, and ultimately, the operational success of any organization. Key factors such as workplace distrust, workplace gossip, and task interdependence must be managed effectively. Organizations can foster a knowledge sharing culture, leading to a stronger teamwork, innovation, and operational success. We hope and believe that when all these factors and findings are considered and put in consideration or operation, they will be more competitive, more transparent, and one of the best performing business or operations organizations in Canada. Thank you for your time.